Hi there, this is Wolf from WolfTech with a quick demo of the new WolfTech Sit Helper. As you may know if you've created furniture in the past and tried to align a pose or animation, the existing tools, certainly the ones that I've tried, have problems with the built-in offset and the background, which means that quite often the sit isn't exactly where you thought you'd positioned it, which can be quite frustrating. Teal certainly has had this problem, so I created this initially for her, but we feel it's something that would be of use to other people, so it's finally time to release it. So probably the quickest and easiest way to do this is to actually show you a demonstration rather than to try and describe it. So we have here one avatar, me, and we have a beanbag, which you can see is an odd sort of shape, but that's the piece of furniture I have chosen for simplicity. So if I pop open my inventory and res out the sit helper, there's various bits that come in this folder, but what you need to do is res out your sit helper nearby. Okay, and it pops up in red with, there we go, with setup written all over it, and it says the floating text above it, add animation, as is mirrored in the text down here. Step 1, please drop the required pose or animation into this gadget to get started. Simple enough. I will use my test beanbag sit here and drop it in. Okay, again the text, the floating text over the top will change, but keep an eye on what it says in chat is the easiest thing. Please drop the furniture script into the prim in your build that you want to use for this animation. Well, I only have one prim in my beanbag, so I take the furniture script, there we go, sit helper furniture script, and I drop it into the beanbag. And as you can see, the gadget has started to do things. It's rotated itself and aligned itself with the beanbag, which shows you that the beanbag is already rotated from, and you can actually see that on here. You can actually see that the piece of furniture, it could be a cushion. Quite often with sculptors you end up rotating them to make them look sort of like normal, if you like, normal sort of positioning cushions or whatever, so it's particularly useful for that sort of thing. Okay, so our chat help here said sit on the gadget, then rotate it into position as needed. Don't worry about exact positioning right now, we will do that next. When you are done, type done in chat. Okay, so again pretty simple. We right click and sit on the gadget, and we promptly drop down. This is why the gadget is a long bar, so that we can get hold of that and move it up. Okay, now it's worth remembering when you're doing this, make sure that you don't have edit linked parts selected, because your avatar won't move but the bar will, because they're effectively a linked set while you're doing this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move him around, bring me over here, recline, and line myself up. Again, I'm not exact alignment here, I just want to get that, turn myself around a bit that way. Just want to get that's it, get that rotation right. Okay, and that looks pretty good. Okay, now it's critical to get the rotation how you want it, because in the next stage you can't rotate. Well, you can rotate it, but it will break it. It'll break the alignment. It has to do the rotation first. This is how we get around that built-in limit that causes problems with all the other helpers. And okay, so we do rotation to there, and then we type done in uppercase in chat. Hit return. It throws us off. Note that it's now changed. It's changed to green and it says position, and the chat here says rotation is now locked. Please sit on the gadget again and move into position. Do not rotate. This is what I was saying before. If you bring that back, if you do any further rotation you will break the positioning. That's why we had to get that rotation right the first time. Okay, and this is how we get around that inbuilt limit with the positioning. So let's sit on it again. So you can see we've gone back, it's actually lined itself back up with the prim, but it's got the rotation now exactly how we want it. So move it, I did try and write a version of this that would allow you to go round and move and rotate until you were happy, but there are various other problems with the scripting in the background about how the scripting engine works. Calculations with rotations and things, there are various broken elements in there, so rather than wait forever for me to try and get that new version out, I have decided, with Teal's encouragement, to release this as it is. Okay, so I'm fairly happy with that. My looks sort of sunk into the beanbag, which is what I want. Arm is resting nicely on there. So haven't done any more rotation. Really important to remember that, but I have positioned. Okay, so close that. Type done. Okay, now what it's doing in the background there is it's moving the animation that we put into the gadget in the first place over to the cushion itself, over to the beanbag, and dropping a sit script in there that's got a special built-in sort of delayed script. There's various tricks you have to do in InWorldz to try and prevent the problems that we sometimes have with animations changing and not picking up properly. So there's a special WolfTech sit script that's dropped into there as well. So, and now we should have the stickers pushed itself off to one side, ready for our next alignment if we were doing more than one piece of furniture. Or just delete it if you're done with it. And we should have a perfectly aligned beanbag. And there we go. That's exactly how I aligned him. Me. Okay, that's it. That's a demonstration. As you can see, it's pretty easy to use. Just remember, rotate first, then position. And it's that simple. Teal's used it for the last few months and loves it, so hopefully it'll be of use to other people. That's it. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.